All right, welcome. And now we're going to start our conversation on the law of sines. And so to start with, we're going to talk about oblique triangles. And so what is an oblique triangle? So back in chapter 1, we started using techniques to solve right triangles. Now in this section, we're going to look at oblique triangles. And oblique triangles are triangles that basically have no right angles. Okay, so here's two examples of oblique triangles. Okay, and the standard notation for angles is we use capital letters, and for the sides or the legs opposite those angles we use lowercase letters. Okay, and so notice how in this case here, all of the angles are acute, right? Less than 90 degrees. And in this case here, we've got one angle A that is obtuse, okay? But the other two angles obviously are acute, okay? So we either have the case where we have all acute angles, or we have one that has one obtuse angle, okay? Now, to solve an oblique triangle, we need to know one side length and any two of the other measures, okay, angle measures, right? Now, so here I have written 4 cases that we can solve, okay? So in first case here is 2 angles and any other side. So that would be the case of angle, angle, side. So if we know angle, angle, side, right? Or angle, angle, side, right? Or angle, side, angle, which would be angle, side, angle, right? Angle, side, angle, or angle, side, angle, or angle, side, angle. Any of those would be fine. And then the other case, case 2, is 2 sides and an angle opposite one of them. And that would be what we call side, side, angle. So it would be, we want this side, and then either this angle or this angle, right? So if we're doing these 2 sides, we're going to take one of the 2 angles opposite one of them, right? And that would be side, side, angle. And then case 3 is 3 sides. If we know all 3 sides, that's one case that we can solve. And then 4, 2 sides and their included angle, which means side, angle, side. So it's going to be 2 sides and the angle between them. Okay, that's what we mean by the included angle. Okay, so these are the 4 sides, and what we're going to also study is that the first 2 cases, right? So the first 2 cases can be solved by using what we call the law of sines. Okay, and that's what we're going to start with. Okay, and the last two can be solved using the law of cosines. Okay, and we'll get to that later. We're going to start with the law of sines, and we'll cover the law of cosines later. Okay, so that's where we'll stop, and then we'll introduce the law of sines in the next video, and then we'll start doing some examples.